Buckley! Yay!
Don't know what Jodie's doing here.
Certainly out on the gibber here.
We just snuck around behind these row of low sort of knolls here to be hidden from the road, to have a shower at the back of Fugly, which is a new setup that I've done that actually worked really nice, which was good. So we'll feel nice and fresh now. But it's interesting, I'm sure you can't see that here, but in the far distance over there is like a lake in the desert, and again over there you can't see it, I'm sure, but there's another huge, almost like an inland sea, like a great big lake, which I think that one's Lake Machette or something like that. Machette. Anyway, they've had so much rain out here lately, but it's a very pretty afternoon. Well, we drove down the road a bit to a rest area down there, thinking we would stay the night there, but it was pretty full and, to be honest, pretty manky, so we've come back up here, hiding behind the little rocks there, and you know, we're going to watch the sun go down over that lake. And we're going to sit here and
have our afternoon tea.
Jodie's having a cup of tea and some biscuits. And as a treat, we bought ourselves a packet of twisties each a while back before we left home. And I better eat mine before Jodie eats them as well as hers.
Indeed, eat Twisty Queen. I ate the chicken ones first because they're the best.
No, definitely the cheese ones.
We found a bit of a side track down to Lake Machette near Bedourie.
Well, we think that's where it goes.
Well, it's heading toward water, so we see water. That's where I'm pretty sure it does. Anyway, we'll follow it down and see. A few others have done it enough to make a track, so let's give it a go. And because of all the rain they've had, well, the water that's come through the centre, after this wet season, it is full by the looks. I'm not exactly sure of the statistics, but it's a big body of water to have out.
It's like a huge inland sea.
Yeah, inland sea, a bit like here, I suppose. But
you can see what the country's like
either side. down this road, James, you'll get a flat tyre. It's not even a road, and it's gibber. It's just not worth it when there's a road too
Well, we don't know there is a road.
There is. It's got some sign. I will bet my inheritance on it. There's a road to it, James. That's just a cattle track there.
That's a lose-lose situation for me.
That's lose-lose. Okay, so we've stumbled upon a beautiful oasis in the desert here on just about 20k south of Bedourie. Kukulwinchika River. Creek, I think it was. Kukulwinchika Creek. Budgies, of course, jabbering, and some shags up in the trees. You hear the budgies. The water feels very fresh, very like it's just still rising almost, like the grass that it's covering at the edges is quite like it hasn't been covered for very long.
Ah, the serenity.
Oh, Jodie's in there cooking tea. We've gone from being cold last night to it's actually quite warm today. That's what happens, I guess, when you cross the Tropic of Capricorn. We're up for the night, yeah, pretty much in a gravel pit, just off the Plenty, or the Donahue Highway actually. I think it's Donahue on the Queensland side.
In the early morning west of Boulia after a bit of an exciting day yesterday. Oh well,
I wouldn't call it exciting.
Not exciting, no, not quite exciting, but we did have some wins. One of them being we found a guy, thank you Jason, who gassed up the air conditioning in Fugly.
Yeah, it was quite funny really because the air conditioning, I got it checked before we left. And I thought it was going to be good. It wasn't. Anyway, it has been okay, and then it just sort of wasn't doing the job yesterday.
No
I'm
way.
thinking, oh no, heading up north
The 30 plus.
with no aircon.
No air. No, can't do it.
That's going to be horrible.
And of course it's Friday afternoon, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. Anyway,
Yeah,
we
we're
found a
pretty much
guy
in the middle of nowhere.
at a
Yeah,
trucking sort of.
Well, first up, I went looking for the mechanic in town and I saw a sign that said next gateway. Anyway, the angle of the sign was a bit funny, so I drove into this place. Anyway, as it turned out, it was just some guy working in his shed who was not the mechanic. I hopped out of the van, drove right up to his shed, hopped out and said, I hope I'm in the right place. And he said, well, you might be.
Yeah.
Then I said, well, you're the mechanic. And he goes, no, he's over the road, but he's gone to Mount Isa. He won't be back today. Anyway.
Told him what our problem was and he said, let me ring a mate.
Which he did. So we went down to the local earth moving guy and he gassed it up.
Yeah, fantastic. So it's all good.
Really good.
All good. So that was a win. And so we found, and if you're ever travelling through Boulia and you need excellent showers.
Bedourie.
Oh, sorry. Bedourie. Yeah, sorry, beg your pardon. Bedourie. Yeah, they're close together, sort of. Bedourie, public shower, like they're like dongers on the way out of town, right hand side, heading west. And yeah, hot shower. It's like a donger. So you got your own bathroom, own room, without a bed, of course, but absolutely free. Brilliant. It was 2 wins.
Well, I think they were free. It said public on the side. Anyway, we used them. No one accosted us.
And walked up a ramp into these dongers, and it was absolutely brilliant. So
actually,
2 wins.
Pretty neat, Bedourie.
Yeah.
We actually just sort of were driving continuing through, and we got breath tested by the local
policeman.
And
then I thought, well, ask him where the water is. He needed to fill up. So I said, oh, can we get water in town anywhere? And he went, yeah, over there opposite, where the police station is. I said, yeah, I saw it. And he said, well, opposite that there's a park. He said, oh, I should think of that. I
taps in there.
Use any of the taps in the park. He said, oh, need to think about that. Actually, I might put the hose on at the police station too.
And then we went to the park, and the council guy was actually using all the hoses with his sprinklers.
That one wasn't on. No.
But anyway, he was quite happy to let us.
He said, he said, as soon as we said the copper said.
Well, he didn't say that, but anyway, he was quite happy for us to use the water, and
so we had permission.
Then the shower. So we thought, oh well, we better spend some money here in this town, which you should when the people, provide you stuff. So we topped up the fuel and got a couple of things there. So
and headed off.
So
lovely morning here. Good in the gravel pit. A gravel pit.
Yeah, it's not a very salubrious,
but it did
the job, and
fire.
we have not.
Nice fire.
We have not heard or seen
a soul.
Basically, since we left Boulia yesterday afternoon.
I passed a couple of cars going back in.
Did we? Yeah. Just a couple of cars heading in, but certainly since we've been here.
Nothing.
Late yesterday afternoon, there hasn't been a car here.
Good spot.
Anyway,
we're going to have a early brekkie and hit the road.
And today we'll be heading shortly across into the territory.
Into the territory. So we're on the Plenty Highway, obviously. So into the territory, and and
we've got jumpers on just now, but
it's been hot.
A bit of a breeze. It's much warmer. We crossed over the Tropic of Capricorn yesterday. And you certainly noticed the difference. So
definitely.
We've gone from our first night was -3 overnight to last night it was a minimum of 15. So it's quite a bit warmer.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to make a cup of tea.
Of course you are. One other thing of note about this particular campsite is that the flies are particularly diligent. In fact, I think they're nocturnal. Normally, as soon as the sun starts to go down, the flies disappear. But the flies were still here well after sun. They were still active, still annoying. And this morning I got up before sunrise and they were at me straight away. So, if you want some really good flies, this is the place to get them. Flies are so diligent that we're actually going to have breakfast inside this morning. There's not a huge amount of room in here, but there's enough. Yeah,
just tiny living's all the vogue, James.
That's right, with it.
Hipster campers. Having brekkie, so in the kitchen, it's working fabulously, I've got to say. The kitchen's great. Alright, so we're leaving our campsite for the night. I just looked out the window and the pesky flies, which have been pesky, I must admit, pretty bad here. They're all, as we're driving along.
Don't leave without us.
Don't leave without us. We want to lick your eyes. Come back. So goodbye, good riddance. I'm sure there'll be more. The road ahead is long and straight. Heading towards Alice Springs on the Donahue Highway, I gather, until it gets to the NT, and then it's the Plenty Highway.
100 k's now, and there's still two flies steadfastly hanging on to that windscreen in front of me.
Pressed against them. We've got an alternative at the moment, I think. No, one's gone.
They could let go.
One's gone.
He's testing himself.
Coming with us.
He's testing himself. He says, I'm going to the territory.
I'm going. I'm out of here.
Okay, so we've just caught up to what I think is the road train.
Yeah, this is a crest here.
So I'll just sit out here for a bit and hopefully it'll block us.
Get over this bridge. Go.
Keep going as fast as fucking go.
Exactly. Get it away. So we're just transferring some diesel from the spare tank into the main tank. Oh, there's my thing, there's something in the way. So what are you doing there, James?
Just turning the tap on.
Okay. Turning the tap on, so we've got a hose that runs
With a bayonet fitting from under there.
Oh, turn it on, in she goes. So that empties that one completely, does it? How many litres?
60.
60 litres. Okay, so we're near the East McDonald Ranges, not about 190 k's off the Stewart Highway. So there's the East McDonald Ranges. Very quiet and quite hot here, though it's not meant to be in June, but quiet.
So we're on part of the bins track here. I believe that's the sort of edge of the East McDonald Ranges in front of us. They should be lit up lovely, but there's a bit of cloud around. Apparently the weather's going to come in pretty lousy tomorrow. Well, we made it across plenty, Donahue Highway. The Queensland side was actually a very good road. Northern Territory side, I can't really say the same thing. Some of that was quite rugged. For sure, I would not really want to be towing a caravan across there, and we passed quite a few people that were. Anyway, we're not far out of Alice Springs. Bit of a restock tomorrow and onwards, north by northwest.
I feel like we're up high up here.
Yeah, this bins track is actually better than the Plenty Highway.
Oh, yeah. So far anyway.
Might be a bit slower still, but
some sections of that Plenty Highway are pretty bad, I would say. And not so much even corrugations, but just rough and shocking.
yeah, there were corrugations, but it was just not a pleasant place to be.
Well, we're pulled up here beside the Tanami Road. Done our shopping at Coles in Alice Springs today, and it's cold. It's been overcast and cold here, and a little bit of rain, would you believe, in the Red Centre. The one thing James said he didn't want was it to be overcast when we were in Alice Springs before we left home.
Yep, that's right.
And it was.
Yep.
Anyway, we scurried around and ended up getting a pizza. So we're heading up. We've got to be at New Haven tomorrow night, or tomorrow. We've checked in there for 3 days, the Sanctuary Reserve. So we're really looking forward to that. So yeah, we just got a bit of an easier day tomorrow as far as driving distance goes. What do we do today, James? Oh, not too far,
not too far really. Did a lot of mucking around in Alice Springs.
Yeah, a lot of mucking around in Alice.
Dumping the
filling
toilet,
the water,
filling some water, filling the fuel.
Groceries.
Yeah.
Repacking everything in here, which, 2 fridges. Took a while in the car park. But, it was fine.
Anyway, our fuel, we went from Boulia to Alice Springs without having to buy fuel, which I was pretty happy with. I still had probably, I'm not 100% sure, but a minimum of another 100 Ks. And I think that was already over 1,000 Ks that we came. Yeah. So we got a pretty decent range.
Yep. But no fuel for the next while. There was a place about 150 Ks up the road.
Yep.
And then, then
another big long run.
Bulls Creek.
Join us next time when we travel deep into the Tanami Desert. We go 130 kilometres west of the Tanami Road to this point just here. That's one of the most remote places we've ever been.